Drives again, back to Davis. Davis for three. Bang! Anthony Davis from downtown.
Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today, we'll be talking about the craziest transformations in NBA history. Make sure you sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. The National Basketball Association, aka the NBA, is a professional basketball league in North America. The league is composed of 30 teams, 29 in the United States and 1 in Canada, and is one of the 4 major professional sports leagues in the United States and Canada. It is the premier men's professional basketball league in the world. The league was founded in New York City on June 6, 1946, as the Basketball Association of America, BAA. It changed names to the National Basketball Association on August 3, 1949, after merging with the competing National Basketball League, NBL. The NBA's regular season runs from October to April, with each team playing 82 games. The league's playoff tournament extends into June. As of 2020, NBA players are the world's best paid athletes by the average annual salary per player. The NBA is an active member of USA Basketball, USAB, which is recognized by the FIBA, International Basketball Federation, as the national governing body for basketball in the United States. The league's several international as well as international team offices are directed out of its head office in Midtown Manhattan, while its NBA Entertainment and NBA TV studios are directed out of offices located in Secaucus, New Jersey. As one of the major sports leagues in North America, the NBA has a long history of partnerships with television networks in the United States. The NBA signed a contract with Dumont Television Network in its 8th season, the 1953-54 season, marking the first year the NBA had a national television broadcaster. Similar to the National Football League, the lack of television stations led to NBC taking over the rights from the 1954-55 season until April 7, 1962, NBC's first tenure with the NBA. Currently in the US, the NBA has a contract with ESPN and TNT through the 2024-2025 season. Games that are not broadcast nationally are usually aired over regional sports networks specific to the area where the teams were located. Well, now that we told you a lot about the NBA itself, let's move on to the players and transformations. For those of us who aren't professional athletes, you have to be able to look at the height, weight, speed, and body compositions of guys who play in the NBA and legitimately wonder if they're the same species as us, regular human beings. Some of those guys, over the course of their careers, have been able to completely transform their bodies from incredible athletic specimens to borderline Greek gods. And others have gone from athletic thoroughbreds to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man once their athletic days were behind them. It's amazing to watch how the relatively wiry basketball prodigy from Akron, Ohio, evolved into one of the most extraordinary gifted athletes perhaps of all time. Already lauded for his NBA-ready body at the age of 18, James filled out to become one of the most devastating athletic forces that anyone can remember. Considering he checks in anywhere between 260 and 280 pounds over the course of the season, he's like a football defensive lineman that plays basketball. Giannis Antetokounmpo went from a wiry, spindly prospect from the Mediterranean country of Greece to the muscle-bound basketball prodigy known as the Greek Freak. After weighing less than 200 pounds when drafted in 2013, Antetokounmpo completely transformed his body through lots of weightlifting and boxing. In 2018, the Sacramento Kings tweeted out a photo of Mike Bibby. From the neck up, he looks like the same guy, but from the neck below, he looked more like a middleweight boxer as opposed to a retired NBA point guard. Bibby went from a seemingly regular dude to someone who could moonlight as a bouncer at a nightclub. Given Joel Embiid's documented history with injuries, the training staff of the Philadelphia 76ers really focused on trying to fill out his fame the right way. They described his transformation being more about the way he needs to take care of himself and how to maximize his athleticism and power at his size. After being traded from the Oklahoma City Thunder to the Indiana Pacers, Victor Oladipo totally overhauled his diet. He primarily focused on cutting out fried foods, upping his protein intake, and drinking a gallon of water a day. In only 2 months, he went from having a soft exterior to shredded abs. Dwight Howard dropped his weight fat percentage down to 3% after getting control of his candy addiction. When he was with the Houston Rockets, a team physician stated that Dwight Howard was consuming the equivalent of 24 Hershey bars a day. The nutrition staff actually treated him like an addict to sugar and were able to get him down to as low as 3% body fat thanks to reducing all his sugar intake. A one-time teammate of Shaquille O'Neal, many people believed that Stanley Roberts was one of the great wasted talent stories in terms of NBA prospects. A first-round pick in the 1991 NBA draft, Roberts was consistently plagued by weight issues throughout the course of his NBA career, which was perhaps the main culprit in him wasting his potential. It's no surprise that some of his former teammates on the Orlando Magic gave him the name Big Garbage. After realizing the wear and tear it would put on his body when playing against grown men, Lonzo Ball worked to put on a punch of muscle after his rookie season. He stated that the extra bulk helped him in both attacking the basket and guarding bigger players. After admitting to battling bouts of being overweight when recovering from nagging injuries in Minnesota, Kevin Love began working with the renowned nutritionist David Philip Goglia in Los Angeles. At one point, Love was even aiming to have six-pack abs for an ESPN photo shoot. After weighing in around 220 pounds when he became the #1 overall pick of the 2012 NBA draft, Anthony Davis was steadily working to put on muscle onto his fame. But by his 4th season in the NBA, the 6'10" Davis was up to 253 pounds, while maintaining 10% body fat. Steve Adams is so strong and so difficult to move around that NBA star Jimmy Butler jokingly accused him of being from Krypton. Adams has developed a mastery of utilizing his frame to make him impossible to maneuver and admits to utilizing a lot of principle of jiu-jitsu to do so. Even during his earlier years in the NBA, center Mark Gasol was punching by most standards, especially in comparison to his brother, Paul Gasol. After arriving in Memphis, he worked closely with the team's training staff to stay healthy. His dietary regime includes periods of fasting, as well as lots of salmon, vegetables, and sweet potatoes. Kobe Bryant was renowned for a legendary work ethic during his playing days in the NBA, but he clearly did enjoy the retired life. In 2017, he posted a shirtless photo of himself with the caption, "Objects on camera may appear larger than they do in the mirror," thanks to his protruding belly and total dad bod. For this one, it's a bit of a sad story. Shawn Kemp went from one of the most exciting and spectacularly athletic players in the NBA to one of the fattest and most depressing. After forcing a trade to the Cleveland Cavaliers in 1997, after he could not get in the Seattle Supersonics to sign him to an extension of his liking, Kemp's career turned for the worse as his weight skyrocketed during the NBA's 1998 to 1999 lockout. The Cavaliers, after handing Kemp the extension he sought, even offered to sweeten the deal by hiring a nutritionist and personal chef to help Kemp with his weight gain. However, former members of the organization stated Kemp simply lacked the discipline to get his weight under control. He only played one more season in Cleveland after that. Now, for the craziest story of today. When Shaq arrived in Orlando, he was like the athletic freak who could run the floor like a power forward, but possessed the power of a professional wrestler. But after his career took off and he left town for Los Angeles, his body mass index began to grow as much as his NBA success and his star power. For all of his generational talent, the weight he carried began to affect his rebounding, lateral movement, and overall ability to get his shot off in different ways. It's a testament to that talent that he was still one of the most dominant forces in the NBA, despite those self-induced shortcomings. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Check out our channel for more videos. Bye!